Hey everyone, welcome to the second screencast in the WordPress Widgets Front to Back course. In this screencast, we're going to take a look at what's required to set up our web server and database using MAMP. You can grab a copy of MAMP from the MAMP website. I'll be including this URL in the show notes. Once you navigate to the website, click on the Downloads tab, and then click on Download MAMP and MAMP Pro 2.1. Once the download is completed, you'll follow the normal steps of installing any Mac application. Once that's done, we'll then begin configuring MAMP Pro. Once you've installed MAMP, you should be able to launch it from your Applications folder or from Spotlight. So let's do that now. Make sure that you select MAMP Pro rather than MAMP. And this will launch the MAMP Pro interface. From here, you'll see two tabs, Server and Host, and then a series of tabs below that. Now, an important thing to note, if you've launched MAMP and this button here in the top right is set to start, then you're okay. If the server has already started, go ahead and stop it now. It may ask you for your password and it may ask you to confirm the action. If so, enter your password or confirm the action. Next, make sure that your server and the general tab are selected. You'll notice here that we have some port numbers defined. When I'm doing local development, I prefer to use the default ports rather than MAMP ports. So to set those ports, simply click on the Default Ports button. This will then set Apache's port to 80, MySQL's port to 3306, and the SSL port to 443. In the next section, you'll see that it gives you the option on how to run Apache and MySQL. Though the security message here says it's recommended to use www/mysql when connected to the internet, if you're working out of your home or you're working out of your office or in a trusted environment, it's okay to use your username as the account. Otherwise, I would recommend following through with www/mysql. For all intents and purposes and for the rest of this course, we'll be running MAMP as the username. The final options give you the ability to start Apache and MySQL on startup, to start and stop them when MAMP is launched, and so on. You can configure these however you want, but throughout this course, these are the configuration settings that I'll be using. For the Apache and the MySQL tabs, you can leave every setting the same as they are. In the PHP tab, you'll see several versions from which we can choose. For this course, I'm going to opt to choose PHP 5.4.4. This is the most recent version of PHP, and though some web hosts do not support this version yet, this will ensure that we're using the latest version of PHP when building our widget. I like to keep the cache off during development, and I'm not necessarily concerned with displaying startup errors. However, I do want to write all errors and warnings to both the log as well as the display. This way, when an error or a problem occurs during development, I'll be able to see it in my browser window and won't have to refer to an external file. For dynamic DNS and for postfix, we'll leave everything alone. At this point, click Apply. This will inform us that the settings will take place once the server is restarted. We're not quite ready yet. So next, click on the Host tab. This is where we're going to tell Apache or the web server where our project files are located. So if the General tab is not active, go ahead and click on it now. Here, we need to tell MAMP exactly where we're going to be working on our project. In the next screencast, we're going to be setting up WordPress, and we'll go into detail of that more in just a little bit. That said, I normally don't use the htdocs that ship with MAMP. Instead, I will use my own custom directory. So I'm going to click on Choose. I will go into my Documents directory. I will create a new folder called www, and I will click Create. Next, I will double click on it, and then this will populate the field. I will then click on Apply. Once again, we'll see the settings changed message, which informs us that these settings will not take effect until we restart the server. So click OK. On the Advanced tab, you can leave everything the same as it is out of the box. Same goes for SSL and for others. At this point, we're ready to start the server, so let's do that now. Click on Start, and you should notice that MySQL and Apache begin to start up. Permitting you saw no errors, then you should see an icon next to MySQL and next to Apache. This means the servers are running. If you did encounter an error, odds are it happened when you went to select a directory out of which to host your project files. If that's the case, then double check the General tab under the Host menu. Next, launch Chrome and then type in localhost into the address bar. Permitting everything was set up correct, you should see a MAMP Pro landing page. The landing page should also include the server name, which is of course localhost, and the document route, which is a path to where we're going to be hosting our project files. In the next screencast, we're going to actually install WordPress. This means that we're going to set up a database on which to install it. We're going to download WordPress, set up, configure, and then prepare to begin writing code. I'll see you in the next screencast.